she killed her husband. Well, at least that's my theory. So the second woman in the yard trailer dropped today, and we have a ton of information coming out of that trailer. Now, like I mentioned, my theory is that the mother is the one who killed her husband. Now, I think she used supernatural means of doing so, but in the event that she didn't, whatever she's seeing in the yard here is a manifestation of her guilt probably, but I don't actually think that's the case. Now, a couple of you guys dropped it in the comments of my last video on the woman in the yard that you think whatever this is some familial spirit. But I don't think it's a familial spirit for the husband who passed away. I think it's a familial spirit for the woman. Now, the reason I say this is because in this trailer, she said, "You called and I came. Let me help you finish what you started," kind of thing. Something like that. I'm paraphrasing. But the thing I also like about this is that the kids can also see this. Now, initially, I was under the impression that the mom of the family was an unreliable narrator, and she might be to an extent, but there's something that we see in the trailer that also makes me think that she played an active role in her husband's death that might cause the family to be uprooted. And that's because when she's talking to the woman in the yard pulls out her hands, and we can see the blood on her palms, and then it flashes over to the car wreck. This tells me that the mom in this movie might not be as innocent as she seems. One of the things I also noticed in the trailer is how this woman in the yard appears to get closer and closer every day. Now, I'm not sure how fast she moves. I'm assuming it's a day-by-day kind of thing, but we know that she appears to get closer at least every clip that we see, and this is something that the son in the family calls out. But I think this is something that the mom summoned of her own accord, but I'm not too sure how deliberate she was in doing this. The mother appears to be flabbergasted by the stranger's arrival, although the stranger appears to know the mother and possibly some of her deepest and darkest desires. So while I don't think this was a purely intentional thing on the mother's behalf, whatever it is that this thing is, this woman in the yard, was conjured by this lady here. Maybe out of her deepest desires, maybe out of need, etc. But I do believe that it's possible that maybe her and the husband, late husband, had something going on at the house. Maybe he was abusive. Maybe she needed money. I don't know. But whatever it is she did, whether intentional or not, it resulted in his death. And now this woman in the yard has come to collect or at least finish her end of the bargain. So again, I don't know if there's going to be other supernatural elements laced within this movie beyond the woman in the yard. Maybe she practices something on her own. Maybe this is a manifestation of her consciousness come to life. I don't know. But what we do know is that these kids can see it. She can see it. It appears to get closer every day. It appears to be sensitive to the light, at least when it's inside of the house, but it seems to be immune to it outside of the house. So I'm still working through that one on my own. But again, there's a lot of things at play here. I'm still trying to juggle the very few details that we have. But anyways, I want to know what you guys are thinking in the comments. I will see you guys in my next video.